everyone, and welcome to this week's video. This week's video is all about eating for 6 to 12-year-old children. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Nicole Cheney, and I have a degree in child nutrition. So let's get right down to it. Okay, so in this stage, the children are, they need to build and maintain some healthy habits, okay? Because this is the stage where it solidifies what they're gonna have, like how their habits are gonna be as adults, okay? That's like the foundation that they have. But don't be worried because you've watched all my other videos and you've built a foundation for them, and they are gonna be set up great at this point in time. So right now, they are getting into be their own little person. They're making more decisions. They want to help out more with their lifestyle of eating, right? They're kind of getting more involved at this stage, right? So it is important to kind of have the knowledge of what they're eating in other people's houses as well, okay? Because they're a lot more, they make their food decisions a lot more often than what you do, right? So say they're going to school, right? So make sure if they want to make their own lunch, you're kind of there to guide them in the right direction, right? If they are at a friend's house, you talk to the parents of that house beforehand to know what is going to be on the menu and what's on the table, okay? If they're going to a grandparent's house, you kind of have that foundation and laying it down for the grandparents going, what are you feeding my child? And get in those conversations, okay? This is also the stage where you can start having conversations about food with the child and they're going to understand it. So you can have a conversation about fruits and vegetables with them, right? And you can go into that fruits and vegetables provide vitamins and minerals that help your body function properly. It also contains fiber, so it helps you poop. You can kind of make it into like very fun, right? So me and my children, we talk about food all the time. One is 5, almost 6, and the other one's 3, like literally almost 4. Yeah, a couple of weeks, it's gonna be 4. So we talk about it all the time, and they are now realizing how food makes them feel, okay? Because we talk about food all the time. And it's really, how does it feel after you eat it, right? And this is something you can kind of start talking to your child about at this stage too. So it's after you eat that, how you feel, okay? And with Adeline, she needs like veggies and fruit to like function, okay? So she gets tummy aches a lot, and I'm like, oh, you have a tummy ache. Or she comes to me and she's like, I just can't poop. We have poop conversations a lot. And so then I go, okay, so what do you think will make you poop? And she's like, maybe some cucumber might help. So she's already clicking in, going that, oh, like fruits and vegetables really help my body function properly, help me absorb nutrients properly, and get my digestive system working properly so everything functions right and the poop comes out. So we have conversations like that and whatnot as well. Evelyn does the same thing as well. So yesterday she came up to me, she's like, I have a really bad tummy ache. And she's like, can I have an apple? So I gave her a couple slices of apple. They had an apple as a snack, and the next thing you know, she's in the bathroom pooping. So they're starting to get the connections with fruits and vegetables of how they feel. They know they feel really good when they have them. So when they're starting to feel a little bad, they ask for them. And it's an awesome way to kind of like connect food in that sort of way. Because also, you want to start talking about fats, okay, as well. And you want to go about it and so they eat the right kind of fat. Okay, does that make sense? So nowadays it's because back when I was growing up, fat was bad. Fat was bad. Avoid it. Avoid it. But now that I'm older and the studies have come out, fat is actually good for you. Fat does not make you fat, depending on what fat you eat. So good healthy fats, like walnuts, almonds, pistachios, avocados, even cheese, fatty fish, even dark chocolate can actually be really good for you, right? And you want to have the conversation against good fats and bad fats, processed food and non-processed food. And if they really like a processed food, like if they tried it at school with a friend or something, say it's like gummy bears or something like that, why don't you have a conversation about them and going, okay, you want gummy bears, let's do a little science experiment in the kitchen and make yourself some gummy bears for them. Okay, you can get the molds from the dollar store, and literally it's just like it's flavored water and gelatin. It's really easy to make, right? And on my app, I have like so many different kinds of actually like gummy worms, gummy bears, gelatin, jello squares, and they're all sugar free, right? And you get them in the kitchen, you do a little science experiment, you talk about the science experiment, what's happening in the food. There's actually this book on Amazon. I'll put it in the description below, where you can actually do science experiments in the kitchen, right? So it's actually based on everything that's in the kitchen. So that's a really awesome way to get started, because it does lots of different experiments with food, and they start learning and understanding what food is and kind of how it functions and what foods kind of have a chemical reaction. So maybe that chemical reaction happens in your stomach if you put the two together, stuff like that, right? So having these conversations with them is like, it's awesome, right? And now at this stage, they're drinking different things as well, right? So then you also want to have a conversation about that. At this point in time, pop is still like carbonated stuff is still kind of out of the questions. It still has absolutely no nutritional value for them ever, and that's for you too. But it still can give them a really upset tummy and kind of gassy, and can give them acid reflux at this age, and kind of start working at that inner liner of their digestive system, so it makes it harder for them to absorb nutrients, okay? And as they get older, it just gets worse. So let's try and eliminate the carbonated drinks, but you can still have very fun like little juices, okay? So at the store you can get some sugar-free juices, and they're just like from President's Choice, or even Kool-Aid has them out now, okay? And they're flavored like juices, but they're sweetened with stevia instead of sugar. So you can get those little things, and you can get them, and they can still have juice, okay? Instead of like, and they're really cheap to buy too, right? So you can do stuff like that, and so they're still getting the kid experience of cookies and cakes and everything and juice, but they're doing it in a healthy way. And if you keep the conversation going about food, they're going to realize that this is a better way, because when they go to another friend's house and they have juice and they're like, oh, this tastes good, half hour later they're going to feel like sluggish and bad, and you have a conversation about that going, okay, like, why do you think that made you feel that way? And then you can go, what I have even done with Evelyn, because she's older, is we've taken the back of packages, and because we make stuff at home, we do science experiments in the kitchen, and we make all the foods that she sees in the grocery store when we go shopping or anything like that. Like we've made Oreos, we've made everything you can even think of, right? And all those recipes are on my app that you can download. It's free, and it's all sugar-free recipes. The bank of recipes is in the membership portion. But I'll put that all down below. But when you have a conversation, you actually look at what's in it, and you go through the ingredients going, did we put that in ours? And you go, no. And she goes, no. And then when you actually look up some of the words, I know she's 5, but if you keep doing it, it's kind of like, it kind of gets embedded in them, right? So now she knows with words that like even mommy has a hard time pronouncing, she shouldn't really eat that stuff, right? So we look at the back of it. So if she sees something in the grocery store, I say, okay, let's grab it. Let's look at the ingredients, right? And and you know, my daughter is autistic too, okay? This is why we started the sugar-free journey. But we look at the back of it and I go, okay, Are these ingredients healthy or not? Can we say these words? And now she's actually starting to pinpoint some of the new sugar words, the words they have for sugar on the back too, because we've gone through it so much. Which I also have a list of 56 names that for sugar that's on the back of packaging. It is on my app in the free version. You just click on it and you get the whole list. And what, like she's literally just saying this. Okay, so then we start making it at home. I set aside a day and we're like, okay, let's do this, okay? And we make the food that we found at the store, and then we go through, okay, what did I use? What did the box have, right? Because I took a picture of the box too, so we can actually have a conversation about it. And what's really cool, once you start having these conversations and experimenting in the kitchen, it goes a lot faster, okay? Because I know moms right now, you're busy, right? Okay, I work from home. I homeschool. My husband's posted out. I'm just alone with my kids, okay? I have been playing the role of a single parent for the past 4 months while working with my client, doing sugar-free stuff, doing these experiments with my girls, cooking for my girls, all sugar-free, homeschooling the both of them. It's hard. It's a lot of work, right? But once you get into the habit of doing this, okay, like give it like a month, give it a solid month doing this, and you are going to start creating these habits as well, and it's gonna like just become a lot easier for you, okay? So don't get overwhelmed, and always start with one thing. Do not start trying to transfer everything over at once, okay? You want to start with one thing at a time. Once you kind of get in the habit of that, then you can go to something else. So maybe it's something like, my kid really likes chocolate chip cookies, so then you start making a sugar-free version of it. Or like pick a favorite food, like goldfish crackers, or Cheez-Its, or gummy bears, or gummy worms, or muffins, or something like that, and focus on that for 1 week, even 2 weeks, and just try and get them to transfer over on that. If you just change one thing every couple weeks, you have any idea how much of an impact that's going to make on your lifestyle and their lifestyle. It's going to improve it so much, and everyone is going to have a lot more energy in the end, okay? So you can just kind of start doing stuff like that. Other stuff that you can do at home is like when you're eating a meal together. So always eat one meal together as a family, and eliminate distractions. So there's no phones at the table, there's no TV on, and you just sit there with each other. You have conversations, and you can have conversations about the food, you can have conversations about your day. Just have a conversation and bond, right? Okay, so you want to make it meal time, because if you you want to make it family time, meal time, family time, because then you also have more control over what's on their plate as well too, and kind of like encourage them how to eat, how like what to eat and whatnot. Okay, and you can teach your children as well at this stage how to make healthy snacks on their own. Okay, so Evelyn, when she's hungry, she's getting to the stage where she just opens up the fridge. I have all her little containers on the bottom shelf, because she's so she can reach it, and she just grabs what she wants. So she goes in and she gets her own snack now, right? That's her decision. And you can show them how to make these snacks. So both of my girls are in the kitchen making cookies with me, brownies with me. Everything's all sugar-free. They're always in the kitchen helping me. So now they are learning. They've learned how to make smoothies by themselves. Yeah, again, this is like a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, okay? Because when you actually just start making this a priority, the results is incredible when it comes to, okay? The best thing that you can do as a parent is like be there with the guidance, yes, and also start them off with a healthy breakfast. I know that is like the hardest thing for moms on the go, trying to get the kids on the bus or driving the kids to school. You hand them a granola bar or cereal, right? And starting to kind of like learn what healthy breakfasts are, how you can make them in advance, so you're just heating them up during the week on those busy days, is a great way to kind of like start your journey, right? And I have all of that on my app as well. You also want to make sure that, because they're their stage where they need lots of iron, so you need to make sure that their diet is iron rich base as well. Okay, so you want like dark leafy greens, okay, and stuff like that. It's because at this stage, young girls are going to be starting to become women. Okay, so that's when you need to really get the iron into them. And also at this stage, the boys are starting to bulk up. They're starting to get those muscles. So you need the iron to help with that as well. But basically, the best thing that you can do at this stage is monkey see, monkey do. So you start doing this yourself. You start being healthy eating. My girls see that I have lots of lettuce every day. They see me have a smoothie. They see me grab an orange. They see me they see me in the kitchen every single day. I'm cooking dinner and we're coming together and eat, right? They're seeing all this, and they're processing it, and they're trying the food, okay? Because this didn't start off as them just automatically loving vegetables or fruit, right? Is me consistently bringing them into the kitchen, trying new things out, seeing what textures they like, because textures is a huge thing, especially when your child's autistic. And it's also how solid the food is too, because Evelyn, she doesn't like sounds. So if something is too crunchy, she will not eat it because she doesn't like the sound of her chewing. So it's not that she doesn't like the taste, she doesn't like how hard it is. So she won't eat pork chops, she won't eat carrots or broccoli like not cooked. It has to all be lightly steamed. All my vegetables are very, very lightly steamed, so it's not as crunchy for her. She doesn't eat meat. She doesn't eat meat at all. So now she's on a plant-based diet, and it's all because she just doesn't like the sound of the food in there. So there's a whole bunch of different factors at this stage that kind of come to light that you kind of need to work through. It's like a minefield, okay? And every child is different. If you do have a child who's autistic, I actually have sensory sheets. Basically, they're worksheets that you can kind of go through with your kid in the Kids Center in my app, and it's part of the membership. But in the kids center is kind of where you can sit down. This is the perfect stage to do it, and you sit down with your child and create the healthy habits that they actually want. Okay, you go through it. Go, what is your goal for this year? Like, are you wanting to go on the soccer team? Okay, what can we do as a lifestyle to get you to go be able to be on the soccer team, or be the captain of the soccer team, or get on the, it could be so much more. Like, you want to learn how to read, you want to be able to focus a little bit better. Okay, let's see how we can do that. And changing their lifestyle and incorporating a healthy eating habits can actually make them focus a lot better and kind of zone in, be able to read, and just it's incredible, okay? But I have all these worksheets in my app as well, which is down below. But that is my video for this stage, and hopefully all this kind of like gives you a little bit of idea, just a little bit to work with. I give you a whole bunch of information so you can just grab even just one thing and start working on it, right? Now, next video is going to be how to handle picky eaters. So I'm super excited to do that next week with you guys. But that's the video for this week. If you have any questions, please put them below. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.